Okay, we're up. So, you've all booked passage on a river barge and have spent approximately 2 days meandering your way downstream with other well-to-do passengers who have business or family or pleasure in the southern cities. It begins to grow somewhat warmer as you descend in latitude. While it is definitely still winter and there is still snow on the ground, there's more of a damp kick in the air that you are unused to around the capital. One day, the morning of your third day on the river, you feel the hull grind to a halt. Now, you are all likely below decks in your cabins at this point. What would you like to do? You hear some faint... I can hear you now. You hear some... Yes, it's quite loud. You hear some faint shouting emanating through the floorboards. Jamie! Hello!
It sounded like what they were shouting through the floorboard.
It is. They're greeting each other.
They arrived on the barge.
Hi, sis.
Hello.
I didn't realize what time it was.
That's all right.
Well, you're here. You're here, and that's all that matters.
We only just started. I was setting the scene. You're on a boat, and it has stopped in the middle of the river. And you don't know why, because you're all downstairs, and all you can see are planks of wood.
Are we in individual cabins?
You guys booked 3 cabins that you divided amongst yourselves.
Can you hear what they're shouting?
General alarm and confusion and, captain and first mate shouting orders, trying to get the boat moving again.
That just is going to grab her weapon. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. Fro gets up and pokes his head out the door. Does he see anything in...
There are a couple...
Get my dice out! Anyway, keep talking, sorry.
There are a couple of sailors running up and down the hallway, but other than that, as far as you can tell, all the sailors are above decks. But you can see the other doors that line the hallway. You can see other heads poking out and looking about.
Can I
What?
Can I go up to see what's going on?
Yeah.
I'll go up too.
I'll just book it.
You go along, it's a long, narrow hallway that just kind of ends at one side, and then a staircase going up to the deck. So, as you emerge from below decks, you can see Captain Leftrin on her perch on the deck house above you, and the first mate below running between groups of sailors. People are hoisting line. They're, shoving poles against the riverbed, and you can feel the boat sort of lurching forward, but it never seems to go anywhere. But looking at the sailors along the bow, they are confused and frightened, to say the least.
And then just kind of go, what's going on?
The captain sees you all hesitating in the walkway, and she yells down at you, "Either make yourselves useful or get out of the way!" And then continues shouting, "Jenkins, I need that line pulled!" etc., etc. And she is not in the mood for passengers gawking while her men try to work.
Frog kind of sees her walk away and kind of yells, "How should we make ourselves useful?" And then, regardless of whether or not she answers, he just kind of looks around and sees. Does he see anything that he could reasonably try to help with while he's up there?
I mean, what does Frog know about sailing?
Not much, but he knows basic motor functions like holding rope and pulling it and following directions.
Make a perception check for me. With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, okay. Okay. That was cocked. 8.
You're kind of in a panic between everybody else panicking and getting screamed at from the captain. And so you're just kind of looking wildly from group to group and you have no idea where to even begin to step in.
Can Bob see what the cause of this, the boat stopping is?
From where you are now, no.
Can he move to a position where he can see it?
Sure, you can walk up. Well, I would advise run up to the front of the ship. And there are a couple of spaces where people are not actively working, where you can kind of weasel your way through. As you look out, from the bow of the ship, you can see the water of the river, which at this point is approximately a half-mile wide.
Okay.
Is this roiling mass of breakers and white waters that seems to be forming a series of whirlpools in front of and along the sides of the ship. And the force of the water moving is pushing back up against the barge with such force that it cannot continue to flow downstream.
Does it seem like this is caused by a creature or some magic?
Make an investigation check.
Okay.
I was about to say, is it only around the? I'll let him roll. Okay.
14.
You can see small translucent shapes kind of leaping through the water, but really you can only catch glimpses of them as they kind of go in and out. You can never see a full body shape.
Mm.
Okay.
Let me see. Maybe I can.
Fimo. Can I run back to Fimo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, Fimo, can you try talking to those creatures?
I mean, why not? I'll go up to, I'll just scurry on and look over the edge of the boat and be like, hello?
And you're casting Speak with Animals?
Yeah.
There are plenty of animals below you, but there is a lot of water and air between you and them. And there's also a whole lot of noise because there's basically a horizontal waterfall in the middle of the river. And you're right on top of it.
Then I'll use thaumaturgy to make my voice louder. Try one more time.
Okay. You bellow out, and you hear kind of a chorus of tiny fishy and crustacean-y voices go, hello, hello. None of them are particularly coherent or intelligent.
Down there.
Can you repeat that?
What's going on down there?
River God is angry! River God is angry!
I'm gonna turn back to Bob and second them all and be like, the river God is angry.
This is great news.
Ask him who the river god is.
Duchess, you're a cleric, priest, clergy man.
Yeah.
Legally a member of the clergy, yes.
Officially, yes.
You know,
Theoretically.
you know any river gods?
Percy, would I know any rivers?
Make a religion check.
Oh, that is so bright. Hold on, everyone.
You look at my skin.
I also bought that book on like world religions. Would that have anything about river gods in it?
Likely it would only cover the Imperial Pantheon.
Okay.
Unless, did I give you one specifically about a more wide-ranging group of gods?
I think it was just like a generic overview.
Yeah, then
of
it would just be
world
the
religion.
Imperial Pantheon.
Okay. I got a 14.
You have a vague idea of, like, you know, they wouldn't really be classified as gods necessarily, but powerful entities that control smaller domains across the world. But you don't know of any, like, names.
I'm gonna look at Fimo and I'm gonna be like, that's all I got.
I'm gonna go back over to the edge of the boat, look down, and be like, why is the river god angry? Yelling this.
A small chorus of voices. Dirty, trash, unclean, rude humans.
I'm gonna turn back to Seka, Bob, and Duchess in front of me, like, this dirty liquid.
Leveling yourself between the river. Like, could you use Mage Hand?
Remember to
pull out
spell
stuff?
that. Huh?
Could you use like Mage Hand to pull out trash?
Looking at the river now that you've heard the report from the animals, you can see that, like, being kicked up by the whirlpools, there is a whole bunch of, like, tattered rope and fabric and broken planks of wood and rusted bits of metal just choking these whirlpools and, like, clanging against the sides of the boat. And the water is distinctly brown.
I guess. Yeah, Fruggle use Mage Hand to start picking up small items out of the water, like what he can carry with Mage Hand, because I know like there's a weight limit.
Like 5 pounds.
I think it's 10 pounds.
10 pounds?
Yeah, but yeah. So he just starts. He's like, ah, and then he runs up and he's like, oh god, and then he just kind of.
So Frug casts Mage Hand and reaches out and picks up one piece of debris at a time and drops them back on the bow of the ship. You've got like 4 pieces of garbage next to you, and you're like, there's still an expanse of river all around you.
Attack.
Can you repeat that, please?
Frog is having a panic attack.
He's trying to help. He told us that it was because of dirty water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said
So
dirty.
Leslie, we know that, right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Frog is on like his 5th piece of garbage, and he turns back and he's like, "Anybody else have any ideas?" He's just kind of keeps shoveling away. He doesn't.
You pull out like a sodden stretch of fishing net that's like dripping algae and mildew, and you're like, ugh.
Has the captain noticed us doing this yet?
She has seen you, but at the moment you're not in the way of anybody, so you are like the least of her concerns.
We tell her about why the. No, that's dumb. She's not gonna believe us. Never mind.
I'm gonna turn over to the captain with my thaumaturgy and be like, water dirty. If water got angry.
She kind of like glances over at you and scowls, and then returns to shouting orders and trying to get the boat moving again.
It was a nice try, Kumo.
You get the sense that she sees a child shouting nonsense words at her and has no reason to pay that any attention when there is an emergency going on.
We should make Seka go. She's the scariest, right?
Smartest.
Bob.
Or Bob, yeah. One of the tall people.
Mhm, mhm.
Not
Do
right.
it. Not Frog. Or
I
Hugo.
don't think
She's basically, Seka has basically been contemplating the situation. She hasn't said much, but she's trying to come up with something, and she's not always.
What are you doing?
It's taking a little time. What's her name mentioned? She'll turn to, and she's like, "I can tell that
Mabry Cam.
repeating the same thing is going to help."
Leave it.
Aw, hello, pup.
What is the dog's name?
Mabry.
Maybe.
She's my aunt's.
She's beautiful.
Is she the pen eater?
Yeah, she is. She ate my pen earlier while I was prepping this session.
Oh
She's a criminal.
She's a criminal.
no! Oh god.
Just like me, for real, for real.
Does Duchess eat pens?
Maybe. I do in real life. No. Sometimes you have to put pens in your mouth.
I get that, but there's a difference between chewing on pens and then eating them. You know, like
That's fair.
consuming them.
Yeah, maybe I don't swallow them.
It's about
I hope not. Add to those microplastics. Anyway, Seka was saying something.
That's okay. Basically, she was pointing out that she's like, I don't know if me walking up and saying it is going to make things better, but I'll try.
Okay. So you head up the steps on top of to get up on top of the deck house.
Can both go with her?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Look, we want to help, but we seem to think that she's kind of over at Bob, and she's like,
The captain looks at you and she's like,
God
spit.
is angry and says that things are dirty and needs to be cleaned. And so if we can get the garbage whirlpools are, churning up out, maybe we'll be able to move again.
You obtained this information how?
Seka looks rather like she wishes she wasn't about to say what she's about to say.
The captain's impatience is growing. She's like, either she's like, spit it out or move along.
My friend can talk to animals.
And the fish said the river god was angry
Yes.
because the water was dirty.
Yes.
Okay. So, kill the river god then. Can your group do that? You are adventurers or whatever, yes?
I don't know what the river god is. She looks back at
I'd assume it's in the river. Listen, none of my sailors are cut out for fighting. We run a river boat. But you all, I can see you bristling with weapons.
How
Yeah.
does killing the river god solve any of this?
The river god controls the water.
Yeah, but the issue is the pollution in the river.
Okay, and if the god isn't there to be angry, then the water keeps moving.
Justin is level 5.
I don't think killing a god is a smart idea.
Well, either do it or find another way to get this boat moving. Because every day that we're delayed is a day that my people miss their appointments and I miss out on pay. So, figure it out.
She'll return, and I guess to the others. Anyone know God means?
Wait, what was that? Sorry.
Could you repeat that, please?
When Sekka reapproaches, she kind of is like, does anyone really know what the river god is? Because, Duchess, you said it wasn't a god, you said it was a something. But I don't know what that something is.
Legally, anything that claims to be a god but is not a member of the imperial pantheon is a heretic and a blasphemer. So,
That just says that word for word.
I'm gonna go over to the side of the deck with Thaumaturgy and Yalogan and speaking to the animals. Can I meet the river god, please?
you feel a sudden absence of animals. They just kind of scatter in all directions away from the boat. And as you watch, tendrils of water begin to snake up and form the outline of a very large body. You will hear a voice booming out from the Are you laughing at me?
And Heather, yeah.
You hear a voice booming out from the swirling depths. And it says to you, the humans have desecrated my domain. So long as you continue to do so, you will gain no traction here.
I'm very sorry about this. How can we go about?
A very, very large triton made of water forms and lowers, so the point is like a foot away from Femo's face. And looking at it, you can see just the twisting water that makes up the point of this massive weapon. The river god leans into you. Right what you have wronged, and I will consider allowing humans to pass once more, but not before. And with that, it all just kind of collapses, and there's a giant splash onto the deck at your feet, and you all get a little bit drenched like you're at SeaWorld.
Or the splash zone.
Literally about to say that.
Did anyone else understand or hear what he said?
I missed some of that.
Was it just Femo hearing it? Or-
Yeah.
No, everybody heard that.
Okay, that's good. I don't have to translate.
It's like, I don't know that you would have to translate even if we couldn't understand it.
The message was pretty clear.
Big trial.
You know, guys, I think we shouldn't fight the river god. I don't think trying to kill it would end well.
Sekka looks back at where the captain was, because I assume she could see this occur.
Mm-hmm. The captain is standing at the top of the deck house with her hands like on the railing, and you can see even from this distance, she has gone rather pale.
Yeah.
Femo's also like pale. Turns around and is like, Sekka, Bob, why?
Mommy, Daddy.
Bob goes up to Femo and hugs her.
He was gonna like just curl in.
Sekka looks back at that gestures towards the bow of the boat, like very emphatically, like.
Are you commanding the captain to come to you?
No, he's gesturing at the front of the boat, like.
You
Ta-da!
see,
See that bit? Exactly.
the captain kind of like stares at where the river god was, and then her eyes slowly track back to you, and her mouth sets in like a grim line, and she just nods.
Okay. So what do we do?
We're definitely not killing him, right? I don't want to fight him.
Yes,
I
we are
don't.
not.
I vote strongly against killing the river
Yeah.
god, or even trying to. I don't think we'd succeed.
Does
He's like a
anybody
cool
know
guy.
does anyone know any spells that would help?
I can think of one, but I don't have it.
Oh.
Are there any nets on this boat? Maybe we could.
As you guys are discussing amongst yourself, the first mate has paused in her duties and approaches you all and gestures up and goes, "Captain wants to see you again." I go quickly. And then returns to hauling rope or whatever sailors do.
You watch Black Sails, Percy. Why don't you know?
That's what I saw them do. Also, this boat doesn't have sails.
He needs galleons.
Hammering wood planks into the ship to fix
Sure.
Taking barnacles off the side.
Dripping tar on the deck.
Yeah.
Sailorly duties.
Sailor things.
Pirates work.
Yeah.
And
It's pirate
sewing
married.
new flags by hand. I said hand sewing. Anyway.
Anyways, you've been summoned by the captain again.
Yes.
Wait, all of us are just Bob and Second.
I mean, what do you want? The mate addressed the group of you.
Okay.
By the way, it's canon that Redacted and Edward are seasick.
Gotcha.
And so they are confined below decks.
They're just knocked out. We're missing all of this. Yes, Duchess will start.
Yeah. Frog
Heading up.
drops the rag that he was, like, the mess of, like, garbage he was carrying in his hand and is like, well,
Yeah, Frogs continued picking stuff up. There's now like a sizable little lump right at the front of the ship
he's still working.
of just like incredibly wet, slimy, old garbage.
I can't imagine the river god would be too enthused about having this in his domain, so anyway.
I mean, would you want it in your bedroom?
Exactly.
So you all head up to speak to the captain again.
Yeah.
She turns towards you as you approach and kind of leans with her back against the railing. She goes, "So maybe don't fight the river god?"
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
What else could be done? You said he was angry because the river was dirty, right? How could we clean it?
Heather, are you okay?
What are you doing?
I can hear you coughing from the other room.
More importantly, why are you coughing like a 5-year-old?
Because she's Heather. Have you met her?
You know that like meme of like the cat coughing where it's like that's what she looks like.
The tongue, like sticks out tongue.
Yes. Just like Heather. Oh, we're killing her. I'm so sorry, Heather.
No, don't be sorry.
Don't die, Heather. It's fine.
She's gonna die. That's the last thing she's gonna hear.
Dying sad for you.
Purple.
Fine.
I just thought you
What
should-
were you coughing on?
Water.
That was so extended.
Look, man.
Look, at least it wasn't your own spit, you know? Could be worse.
It do be like that. I like how you immediately went back to drinking.
Again.
Also, spit taking out your computer, ill-advised. Anyways, but now,
Stop it.
Hey, get down.
do you have any net on the boat?
Sure, we've got nets.
Maybe we could use them to scoop up the garbage.
Yeah, we
Being
could.
trapped in, like, pools of water like that.
We've got lifeboats on board. We could trawl the nets between a pair of them and collect the garbage that way, I suppose.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Unless anyone else on board has another mage hand spell. I'm only one guy. I think the boat might be our best bet.
And like I said, the river is half a mile wide.
So huge. It's like shoveling water out of the ocean. It's not working.
No.
Yeah.
Did you know?
I don't know how all you're talking. Maybe there's things in the river that could help.
Such as
Larger fish. I don't know. Maybe they could.
you want to control fish to clean the river?
It would be asking.
It would be asking. They wouldn't. They don't want the river god angry either.
There's a garrison nearby. They could supply soldiers to help in the cleanup if you went to shore and asked.
Okay. Did you also say that the river was like muddy? Brown?
It was brown.
Do we know the source of that?
Make an investigation check for me.
Um, 12.
You were not really paying attention on the way down. But you get the idea that there have been like factories and industry along the river further upstream, and it's all just kind of like washing down.
Okay. How far away is that garrison?
We're pretty close by this point. It's just you see her kind of like line up and like point out across the bank of the river, and you can see just like the very top part of a very small fortress, probably half a mile distant from you inland.
And who are these soldiers?
Imperial
Like,
Guard. Who else would they be?
I don't know. They could be anyone.
You don't just have roving bands of mercenaries with their own outposts in the Empire, kid. The Emperor makes sure of that. Keeps us all nice and safe.
Right.
Right. Well, how about a little bit of everything?
Okay, I'll start with the trawling while you go and ask for assistance. Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
About this size, with you going ashore, we've only got enough for one set of men clean up while you're gone. So you might want to ask for extra materials as well.
All right. Where's the boats go ashore?
Go speak to the mate. She'll have you set up and sent ashore.
All right.
You all turn away, and Captain Leftrin begins shooting out orders to groups of people once again. As you descend the steps, the mate, by some invisible sign, approaches you and just leads you straight to the edge of the boat where you can see a longboat kind of tied up and covered by oilcloth to keep it dry. She gestures at a couple more sailors to come. They flip off the cloth and undo the ropes, and they swing it out over the water. In you go. You all just kind of step on to the swaying longboat.
This is gonna do a weird little leap.
No.
When you land, it starts.
Her whole tail is like pooped out, and she's like, she's gripping for dear life.
Becca tries to kind of grab the edge of the boat as it swims closer to like slow it down lightly, but not to like.
It
hold on to
is
for dear life.
extremely heavy.
It's just kind of like a.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just slow it.
Can Frog just kind of, is it close enough that Frog can just step on, or should he like kind of like also leap? Just
You
kind of-
can wait a few seconds, and the boat will kind of stop swaying quite so violently. And as it comes to rest, it's only a few inches away from the edge of the barge.
Okay, so he'll take that chance to hop onto the boat, and then he will sit down in the floor of the boat
Mm-hmm.
because he's scared of not. He's scared of getting washed out of the sky.
All right, and all the rest of you board eventually. The sailors lower you down, and then they call down to you, undo the ropes from the fastenings. You can see a kind of a metal hoop, like at the bow and at the end of the boat, and that's where the rope was tied off.
Okay.
Who wants to undo the ropes?
Probably Becca.
Okay.
Does Bob want to do the other end?
Are they front and back, right?
Mm-hmm. Make some dexterity checks for me.
Sure. Just straight dexterity?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get back to the right page. 15.
Yeah, you manage to untangle them. They catch your fingers a little bit, but eventually you get them unwound and snaking back up.
All right.
Bob?
22.
That rope is no match for you. Your claws like kind of go in between all of the gaps and it just unravels in your fingers. You aren't even entirely certain that it was tied correctly. But, you know, as long as it works.
How about who wants to row? How many oars does this have?
2.
Only 2.
Yep.
And how wide is it? Is it the kind of situation where one person has one oar and the other person has another sitting on the same bench, or is it
Yeah.
one person in the back?
You guys would sit side by side.
Okay.
I think Bob and Psycho are the smartest choice.
Why is my banana glowing? This is like a manga.
It's like the interest for the Yowie pages where it's just
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Obviously.
it's like help us. You will be able to see them in real time.
Percy, you're showing this to us for free? Like, I'm...
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Generosity.
Why does it look so like white and long?
It is a really big banana. And the light is literally directly above me.
There's a ray of it shining directly diagonal onto
Banana.
the banana. Like it. Like,
Banana. So anyway, you rowed to shore.
huge banana. I'm sorry.
Quick, Percy, eat it more quickly so it's no longer.
Take bigger bites, Percy. Put more of it in your mouth.
You know what someone in my art class did? They hated eating bananas, so they ate like one bite from the top and then one from the bottom. One from the top, one from the bottom, with the smallest bite. Smallest
Why
bite.
wouldn't you just cut it up before? Why would you?
Like, do that thing, like, you know how some people, like, me personally, I hate taking bites of, like, bread rolls just, like, straight from, I, like, pull it apart and then eat it like that. Just do that with the banana. Easy.
45 minutes passed, and they only got like 1/8 of the way through the banana.
Why
It's
do
not
they
enough
eat bananas?
They said they
Banana
needed the
to time
protein.
ratio.
They
It's
needed
not-
protein from a banana?
Like it had some sort of like potassium or whatever. I don't know. It had something,
Okay.
and they were like, "I need it for my daily breakfast." And I was like, "Girl."
Bananas don't even have that much potassium. They're just so lacking in every other nutrient.
They just taste
People
good.
are like, oh, potassium.
They taste good. That's all that matters.
So anyways, you rowed to shore. Hey, get down.
Maybe
Mabry.
do we manage to do it without rotating ourselves many
Maybe.
times in circles?
I don't know. Make a dexterity check for me. See how well you can row the boat. There are whirlpools all around you.
Oh, what sort of check is this going to be?
Dexterity. Hi, Piper. No.
17.
Piper, come here. Come here. No. Piper. Piper Cam. There she is.
She's beautiful.
What's with this really disgruntled chihuahua?
She does have a very squashed pug face. Poor creature. I don't think you guys can have bananas. I feel like that's a fact I know.
Hey, Julie, can dogs have bananas?
Okay, I feel like I fed my dog bananas before, and he is.
We say, yes, dogs can eat bananas. In moderation, bananas are a great low. They're high in potassium, vitamins, biotin, fiber, and copper. I also found an answer to this question. What food is toxic to dogs? Do you want to hear it? Sorry, I don't understand.
We're learning so much today.
I know, right? Who rolled a 17?
Okay, who else is rowing?
Bob, I rolled a 10.
There is a
What
little
side of
bit.
the boat are you sitting on, Bob?
So-
Right or left?
So Seka is right in rhythm. She knows exactly what she's doing. But Bob is kind of like splashing the oar in and out of the water. So it ends up that because Seka is rowing so strongly, the boat just kind of rotates around her for a bit before Bob gets his rhythm and kind of like, he's still not great, but he's able to like kind of splash the water in the right direction. And eventually you guys do make it to shore.
Like, no, Bob. Into the water, then back. And then up. Not back and forth. Stop.
What are you doing? Wait, am I doing it right? This is.
The ladies are staring at me.
The girls
I'm just watching from the boat going, oh.
They like your banana.
So, you guys have made it ashore. If you would like, you could just leave and walk to Everonus. It would be approximately 8 days by foot.
Well,
However, you will be along the King's Road.
yes. Also, Edward and Redacted are still on the
Fuck
boat,
'em.
and so are
They'll get there before you.
You're assuming they get all the garbage out in time.
I was about to say that's if the boat can keep moving.
Did we really need Sir Edward, though?
But redacted.
That's true.
I know we may have our qualms about Sir Edward, but let's at least stick around for Redacted.
That's
He
true.
has helped us a couple times with his little shiny thing.
Huh?
With his like little fancy, what is it that he has? The
Like,
little fancy,
like the neck. It's not a necklace, but
yeah,
the
he's
piece
get
of
out of
metal
jail
that-
free card.
Yeah.
Rich person
Yeah.
card. Yeah,
His cop badge.
yeah. We should say for that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I could not remember the word for it.
I also don't think that the official word is plot badge, but it works.
Close enough.
The crest of his family house.
Yes, that thing.
Yeah.
That'll open us a lot of doors.
Great.
I do have a question though.
Uh-huh.
The people on the boat wouldn't be able to hear us from the shore, right? We're so
No,
far away.
you guys are like way away.
But I was gonna say, I figured not, but I'm a little paranoid. Aren't we? These are guards of the Empire,
Uh-huh.
correct? The Empire that we're technically by law bound to and not supposed to. Oh wait. I'm stupid. I'm
The
thinking
empire
city.
that you are fugitives of. Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
Exactly. I'm not stupid. I was right. Yeah.
I think
So. Is that
The
gonna
guards of the empire in which you are slated for execution? Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
Zeka should talk to them, and we should just be here as backup. Just
I
in
think
case.
so too.
Right? Like she worked,
No, they know Seka.
Oh yeah.
she was technically she joined the guard at that other town and then fled.
Yeah, I split.
Technically, she did more trouble, I think, or like more immediate, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Is there a way we can disguise ourselves?
I can go down with a fugitive, right?
Oh wait, no, that wouldn't work well because then we'd have to go back to the boat.
To defend ourselves?
Yeah, well, that
Also,
wouldn't work because then we'd have to go back to the ship looking different. It wouldn't. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
'Cause, yeah.
I'm not a fugitive though. Am I?
You shouldn't be.
No, we meant you, Duchess. You are the only one here who is not a fugitive of this.
I'm terrible at persuasion, so this is a great idea, but I'm not wanted by the law, so I have that going for me.
I'd offer to go with you because I know disguise self. I would be able to make myself look different. And
You'd still be 3 feet tall, though.
I thought I'd be able to make
No.
I think it's up to a foot taller, right?
Maybe. I thought it might have been like half a foot, but
What if we did this from
I
like a
have this
baby
written
and I
down.
put him in like no? Okay. Morgan immediately went
Where is disguise self? Aha! You can seem 1 foot taller or shorter and can change your body weight, but you have to have the same basic arrangement of limbs. So I couldn't make myself.
so you'd be 4 feet tall.
he could
Yeah,
be 2 feet
ooh.
tall.
Tempt me, living in luxury.
You wouldn't actually be 4 feet tall, you would just look 4 feet tall.
Yeah, people would try to pat me on the head and it would just go straight through.
Here she is. Piper Cam.
So horrifying.
I love her.
Hey.
Oh my God, I love her.
Mabry.
He's coming to eat your pen.
Is a taste for ink here. Anyway, it's like Bob said. If I disguised myself to go there, I wouldn't be able to come back in the disguise because then people would be like, "Who are you?" You know.
We could gaslight them into thinking you were that tall.
That's true, but like I need to. That's not the issue. That's the thing. Is it would be I would look completely different, so as to not recognize this fugitive that I am. So I think you might be our best. I think you might be our best bet here, unless anyone has a disguise kit. But I don't know who. I feel like maybe Redacted would have one, but he's on the boat and incapacitated.
Fimo, do you have anything other than torture tools in your bag?
I have so much in my bag. I have
That's horrifying.
4 daggers, 2 long swords.
2 long swords in your bag.
Yeah.
In the bag.
A rapier,
Things over here.
a shield, a short bow, another short sword, a small knife.
Why do all weapons? I'm like a mustache or fake glasses.
I got a bell, a candle, cherry bombs, crowbar, eye of newt, gold chain, hammer, holy symbol,
You have a
lantern.
holy symbol.
Yeah, I took it from someone. Left arm sleeve, nightshade, oil, pattern poisoner's kit, rations, rope, shiny marble rock, string, Dallas's feather, tinderbox, thieves' tools, tree branch struck by lightning, and water skin.
Just set yourself on fire. You'll look different then.
Okay, wait. Question: how many of those weapons can you actually use?
I think all of them.
Really? You can use a long
Yeah,
sword?
I can use a longsword, yeah.
Well, I learned something new.
Absolutely horrifying.
Could use both of them at once.
I would have to double check that. But maybe, if they're one
No. A longsword would be a two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it like a baseball bat because you're like 12.
Well,
do it as
unless we want to intimidate the guard thing up, I think Duchess is our best bet.
Oh, I also have 40 teeth.
Just put a whole bunch more teeth on yourself and you'll be unrecognizable.
You're like a face full of teeth.
You'll
Hold
be
on.
recognizable for the wrong reason. People will have nightmares about the teeth person that they encountered.
I want you to imagine, like, if you don't move your facial muscles, it'll be flat, but, like, when you smile, all the teeth move
I
up
would-
with it.
think that at a point, Zeka would maybe we were a bit hasty about this part.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, check out this dude from Doctor Who.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's just what Fimo looks like.
No, it's not.
It's a teeth person.
It's a deep person. That's what you could look like.
I don't wear a full body of latex.
Usually.
It was more like Kevlar, but
Same thing.
Go up, I guess.
Oh, I also have a map.
We have option A is have Duchess ask them for help. Option B is to intimidate them, helping us. The other option is just to go towards the factory and deal with that pollution.
Aren't there multiple factories though? Is it just the one? Or is
Multiple.
I was about to say that would be.
Multiple.
Well, if we go to a factory, what do you think we would be doing to get them to stop?
Probably the same
We could
thing.
blow them up.
We would have to
Doing
change
the
where
soldiers.
they're removing their waste. We would have to get them to change how they're waste. And I don't know how. Morgan doesn't know how that works in D&D. Morgan in real life knows how that works in real life, but in D&D, don't.
Yeah.
Duchess
Or
is a holy person. she could act like a follower of the river god or something, appeal to the sympathetic sides of the community, like, please help. My god will rain hellfire upon you if you don't, or
The water god at raining hellfire.
religion and stuff. I'm not brushing.
No, they're gonna execute me.
You could threaten that the river god will dry up the river. Nothing to drink, no fish. Crops die.
I think
Correct?
We don't know that for sure.
But they
Roll
don't
to
know that
deduce.
for sure either.
Is there a way that we could? Nah, that'd be too drastic. I was thinking maybe if we could
Well, wait, we
get
just
the
have to
river
tell
god
them.
to.
the garbage was stopping the
Did
barge.
they say that they had for trawling the river?
Hmm?
How many people did they say? They had one set with us gone.
Yes, there were 3 longboats on the barge. You guys took one. So the other 2 are going to have one net strung between them.
Okay. And did she say how many nets that they had available?
More than one.
Well, yeah. Well,
I just go and see. If they execute me, they execute me,
yeah, it's probably better if you ask and
The rest of us can
just see if they can assist.
and we can be behind you hiding.
Okay. I love that.
Lovely.
Being the only one approaching and can't pull a guard. It's my favorite activity.
Well,
Even you.
Just appeal to everyone and their love for cat.
Wait, what did you say, Maria?
Just appeal to everyone's innate love for cat.
You're so right. Duchess is gonna seduce this entire camp. Are you ready for this? You're making that face at me. She canonically has her tits out.
I approve. I say go for it.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Okay.
If you go for the scare approach, I can cast Fog Cloud, add some atmosphere, add a little more zhuzh to the performance,
Thank you so much, Frog. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I want to contribute, but I literally can't, so it's kind of killing
No,
me. But
It's fine.
you got this.
I appreciate it. Can we do a double high five before I go?
Yes, he jumps up. I don't know how tall is Duchess.
5'10".
Oh yeah, he's like, and then yeah.
Okay. Great. Duchess is gonna start heading towards the camp.
I guess should we all hide in the bushes?
I mean, it's kind of an open expanse.
Uh,
Are there any hiding spots?
I mean, there's a few scattered shrubs.
Frog over and hides in a shrub.
You guys are well south of the forest. By now, you are decently into the plains area.
Gotcha.
Bob's just gonna sit on the ground and wait. There's not going to be many hiding spots for him if it's the plains area.
Okay. So you guys are just gonna crouch down behind individual bushes and watch Duchess walk up to the garrison.
This is the greatest plan we've had in a while.
Yeah, you guys come up with amazing plans.
Yeah, they always work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is
We're
gonna
so
go great.
good at it.
I'm not gonna fumble it.
That's for the dice to decide.
All right. For dndbeyond.com.
So, Duchess, you approach the front gate of this garrison. It's not a huge building. It's maybe 3 stories tall. And it's not expansive. It very much looks like an isolated outpost. But you're at the gate. It's a set of large oaken double doors with iron fastenings.
Is there no one like watching the front that sees me come up?
Not that you can see.
Okay, cool. Can I give it like a really big knock? Like
Sure. Roll a strength check for me.
Where's strength? Bro, I can never read. This is terrible.
If only you had some kind of lens to put in front of your eyes.
I'm wearing my contacts right now and they're just not working. That is a 6.
You're so nervous from the long isolated walk up to the door that you kind of semi-shifted and your hands have turned into paws and you just kind of pap the door with your paw pad.
You always do claws, Percy. I hate it.
You're the one who chose cat shifter. I don't know what you want me to do.
Not give her paws.
She has paws.
Hate it here. So no one hears me, I'm assuming. Like, I'm just hanging out.
You're like a cat trapped outside the bedroom.
Can I put my hand underneath like they do with the doors?
Yeah, there is probably an inch or so of space under the door. The doors are probably 4 or 5 inches thick, but I think you could get up close to the elbow under there and wiggle right on the other side.
Does anyone see me doing a wiggle?
You feel your fingers crunch. And then, yeah, you try to pull, but they're under something heavy. And then that thing kind of slides off of them and you feel them scraping against your hand. But once it's off, you start to pull your hand back. But as you do, the door starts to swing outward. Make an acrobatics check for me.
I'm gonna kill
Smack
myself.
at the door.
That's a 7.
Not only does the bottom of the door drag up your arm before you can get it all the way out, it also, you're so focused on it that it smacks you right in the face. And you just kind of tumble back on your ass.
Okay.
You are covered in dirt also.
You know that confused noise cats make when you tap them and they weren't aware? She just made that as she fell. She was like, are they just staring at me in the dirt? This is so sad.
Yeah, the door's fully open and there's 2 guards. They don't look very old, maybe 20. And their uniforms don't fit. And they're both kind of looking down at you, confused, befuddled. One of them they both have their swords out but hanging at their sides. One of them raises the tip a couple of inches can I help you?
She's gonna bounce back up and try to dust herself off as she does so and be like, oh my god, thank goodness you guys are here. My bar just stuck on the river because there's so much garbage and they sent me to help, but I don't know where to go. So I saw the Empire's little garrison and I was like, of course the soldiers were helped because the Empire is good. So she does it super fast.
The guard who spoke first looks you up and down. He's like, you came for help?
What do you do here?
The other one looks at his sword for a moment and then looks at you and he's like, I'm not really sure. We cut the grass a lot. And you do notice around the outside of the garrison, there's probably 10 feet of mowed grass.
He's gonna look around and be like, it looks beautiful.
He kind of perks up a little. He's like, really? You think we did a good job?
Yeah, no, thought this was professionally done, honestly, if you hadn't have told me. Like,
The guy kind of like nudges his partner. He's like, yeah. And the first guy looks at you. He sheathes his sword. He's like, come inside. We'll go speak to the officer. They kind of just
Somebody who is not Seka gets to deal with their lovely Chadness.
they just kind of leave you in the courtyard of the garrison near the doors. And they go off into like the central building, which is kind of like built into the back half of the wall around the garrison. Do you want to try anything while they're gone?
people still around me?
There's nobody.
Not really. I would like to not become a fugitive, so I think I'm just gonna
Okay.
keep standing there and trying to dust myself off.
All right, you wait for
I don't
like
follow people.
5 or 10 minutes, and eventually the two guys come back out again with a probably 35-year-old man. Similarly poorly equipped, but he at least seems to know what he's doing. And as he approaches, he looks at you, still somewhat smudged. He goes,
Canonically dusty.
canonically dusty. And he goes, I'm told you needed assistance?
Yes. I was traveling on. Do I know the name of like any like the river?
I don't think I named it. Let's call it the Pufferfin.
Okay, but they know like that barges come down the river all the time, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I assume they're used. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell them that like I'm traveling on one of the barges to get to like one of the cities, and the captain sent me for help because the garbage has like stopped the barge from continuing. I'm not gonna mention the river god. They don't need to know that. That's none of their business.
And he kind of looks at you for a second. He's like, there's so much garbage in the river, it stopped the boat from moving?
Yes, I created like a bunch of whirlpools. You can come see with me if you want. Like it's, I don't believe it either, but
Okay, and the captain sent you for what?
I need your soldiers' help and any materials that you can spare. They're currently like using nets to try to clean it up, but they don't really have enough men.
So you need our help to clean up all the garbage in the river.
Yes, the captain, I assumed, also thought you wouldn't want garbage in the river right close to you. I assume you guys are using it for like drinking and other stuff.
We are the proprietors over this segment of the river, yes.
You could probably help clean it then.
Very well. Actually, roll a persuasion check.
No, Percy just let me have. Please, D&D. I got 2. Why?
He looks at you and goes, there's just no way for that much garbage to choke up the water without it spilling over the banks and flooding the area. Especially not in so short a time that I wouldn't have noticed it since the last time I was down at the river, which was yesterday.
The river god just woke up this morning and was like, fuck this boat in particular. Okay, cool.
I mean, they're half a mile away. That's like a 10-minute walk.
Do these guys not get out that often?
No, they get out very often. They were at the river yesterday.
Oh. I guess, I don't know. How did I fail my persuasion check? I'm literally gonna... See, I got a 15 this time. Anyway. I don't know what to do. Should I try to bribe them? I hate bribing people. That scares me. Hate being the only one here. Oh my god. It's terrible. I'm gonna be like, hey, Thug, you try, but no, trying to bribe him. Should I? It's killing me. I'm not good at persuading people. This is terrible. I've never had to bribe an official before. Wait, can I roll to seduce them actually before I pull my gold out?
Sure. Roll a charisma check for me.
With your tits out.
I'm gonna whip my tits out at these 20-year-olds, and if they don't help me, I'm gonna kill myself.
Compliment their gardening again. Feel like
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, these
they're
look great.
so skilled with some shears.
Oh, I got a nat 20.
You say they're good at scissoring?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I was about to say.
You kind of like move your arms to like emphasize your cleavage a little bit, and you let your tail like swish back and forth, and you kind of like lean up against. Looking at his uniform, you recognize that this is a sergeant, which is not a very high-ranking officer. But you kind of lean up to him, and you're like, "Are you sure you can't help me?" He kind of looks down at you and like puts his hand on your head because he's like 4 inches taller than you, and he like kind of fondles one of your ears. He's like, "Suppose I can take a look if you want."
Throw a finger like down his cheekbone and be like, I really appreciate it.
Would there be anything else you'd want?
I have a cabin on the barge.
Really? I have a stateroom in the garrison.
Either one would work for me.
Let's go take a look at that river then.
Okay.
I need to know, did Duchess just sell herself to help clean the
Yeah,
river?
right?
She's using her feminine wiles.
Okay.
6, 7,
I guess
2, nat 20.
I told you. It came in clutch.
I told you, everybody loves cat girls.
You're so right. He said, okay. I guess I'll lead them back to the boat.
Yeah, the guard goes back inside the miniature keep and comes out with like a contingent of soldiers. So there's like 10 guys total now.
Oh, they were just hiding in there. Okay.
I mean, they were like doing stuff, presumably, but
Checking their like sardines. Like
Girl standing on the wall, like against the wall behind the door, listening to the conversation.
like peeking out behind the curtains, and then whenever you look up, like hiding behind him again.
Head on top of another. Yes.
They're all 20-year-old virgins.
You know, like while she was in here, I think said we might want to return to the boat.
I was also thinking about that.
Yeah.
You guys want to start walking back to the river as Duchess is returning with the soldiers? Okay, how would you know to go?
We would
Okay.
leave.
All right.
So we just left Duchess.
Go. And then, maybe hide somewhere to coming so we can start rowing back to the barge.
Okay. So Duchess and Sergeant Jehan, who has introduced himself to you, he is accompanying you in the front, and then his men are carrying 2 more longboats on their shoulders between them. And they are struggling a little bit, but this is something that they don't do too infrequently. So they're porting the half a mile back down to the riverbank. And when you step out onto the kind of pebbles and gravel that mark the edge of the river, the sergeant just kind of like puts his hands on his hip and he goes, "Huh. I'll be damned.
So
Sure is choked with garbage.
I wasn't lying.
You said your captain had a plan for how to deal with all this?
Yeah, she can explain it more to you. She just told me the basics enough to come get more people.
All right, well, boys, let's roll out.
Autobots.
You all bundle yourselves into the longboats, and they start rowing across towards the barge. And the sergeant is so captivated with you that he doesn't even think to ask how you got to shore in the first place.
Oh, great. I'll sit on the boat. Like, we can just hang out.
You're sitting on his lap with like one hand like caressing his cheek, and then your tail is like tickling the back of his neck.
That just comes back and it's like, I got messed up.
She's like, I got a boy toy and some boats.
God.
The soldiers row you up against the side of the river barge, and sailors lower ropes down to you, and you're made fast. And they start hoisting you back up. As you step back aboard, Sergeant Jahan approaches Captain Lefter and he goes, "So, I hear you're in need of extra hands." And the captain looks at him and he goes, "Yes, sir. Technically, she is a higher rank than him."
Good for her.
Yes.
But she goes, "Current plan is this: tie up a net between two longboats, trawl it along the river, pick up garbage, port it back to shore. Clear out as much as we can. Can't do much about the brownness of it, but we can at least get the wood and metal out. Got it?" And Sergeant goes, "Aye, aye, Captain," and starts barking orders at his own men to get that started again.
Cannot believe that worked.
As he turns to go away, he's still holding Duchess's hand. And like as he turns and leaves, he kind of like lets his arm trail behind him before letting go.
He's whipped.
Love
God damn.
Can't wait till you leave him.
He's gonna be in love with you for the rest of his
Yeah,
damn life.
and
I'm about to hit him over the head. Throw him over the floor.
Number one cure for love, amnesia.
So right. Brain damage. Like,
Yes. So,
did any party see
rest
that?
of us doing?
Yeah.
You said we're hiding until we know it's safe to go across, right?
If you guys want to try and sneak back to the barge without the other groups of people noticing you're there, or at least without the soldiers noticing, then you can go ahead and make a group stealth check for me.
Is that what we're
Okay.
gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would wait until we were, on their boats and
That would be
starting to troll
part
in
of the stealth
direction.
check.
Where is my character sheet? There.
15.
Stealth check.
How do you spell sergeant? Is it SEAR or just SAR?
Sergeant. Sergeant.
I was way off. Okay.
Sergeant.
Stealth check total of 20 for me.
Okay, 20, 15. What about the rest of you?
19.
21.
All right. You guys wait until both sets of cleanup crew are like on the other side of the barge from you before like booking your way back across the river. And you get hauled back up over the edge before either of them comes around to your side of the boat. All right.
Now that's another set of
I think it's time to take a break because I have to go to the bathroom.
All right, that's good.
I'm going to get a hot beverage. So, like, the empty kitchen vibe over there feels really weirdly ominous because of the
Yeah.
lighting.
Yeah.
I looked at. It looks like one of those like home movies from horror.
Yeah, like a
You know,
found footage
Yeah,
kind of situation.
where like
Yeah,
they
it looks like
It looks
where they like show a picture and they're like horrible things happened here. Pen stealer.
it looks like in a video game like Phasmo or something. I don't know, like a horror game. Like you're looking at that and then you turn around for a second, and then you turn back around and then something jump scares you. What? What is happening in Percy's kitchen?
That is horrifying.
Percy, what is that noise?
Noise.
Huh?
What noise?
That like noise coming from your home.
that doesn't make the weirdness of the empty.
I don't know. Might be hearing the fridge? Question mark.
It's
It sounded
really
really like
loud.
one of those
Like if someone were driving really loud outside, but it's like right there.
Why do they do this?
Lisa, please don't sit on my tablet. I need that.
Ray, did you see that Music Midtown got canceled?
I did see that. Yeah, because the court ruled that it was illegal for them to ban guns in a public space, which is stupid, just dumb and annoying. Yeah, I don't think I was gonna go, because that is expensive, and also I'm not really a fan of like music festivals.
Yeah.
A little too much, but damn.
Just wanted to see MCR.
That is literally the only reason I would have gone is for MCR.
Same.
Okay. Smile. There will be other opportunities. It feels so weird to say that there will be other opportunities to see My Chemical Romance live in 2022, but
And speaking of September events, I need to start working on cosplay.
Dragon Con?
It's a month and a half away. Because today is August 1st.
I hate that.
Yeah. It's not my favorite realization.
We start KSU August 18th.
Wow.
Hers is the 15th.
Mine said the 18th.
Am I stupid? Hang on. Where's my schedule? Session time. I've been under the impression that it is the 15th. Because I remember at orientation they said the 15th. And my sister is also going to KSU. And she said it's the 15th.
Well, then my schedule is lying to me since it says the 18th.
Maybe
Because you're
are you only taking like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday classes?
I'm not taking Friday classes. I'm taking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday classes.
Strange.
that might be something to reach out about, because everyone I've talked to about it has said the 15th.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love seeing my mural behind me.
It's nice. It's a nice landscape. Yeah. I like the colors. Very pretty.
It was so hard to find wall paint these colors.
What do you mean you don't want to do oil paint on your wall? It doesn't sound like a smart idea to you?
Heather has passed out from paint fumes before, so
I haven't passed out from paint fumes.
you poisoned yourself with paint fumes.
That is correct. I haven't passed out.
That sounds dangerous.
Don't
Don't tell me.
don't spray paint in enclosed spaces.
You've probably done it too, Ray. Don't lie.
I have not. I've never spray painted anything before.
But you've smelled toxic chemicals in your paint before.
Yeah. Not to the point of poisoning myself or passing out, though.
Yeah, I haven't passed out. I'm not gonna lie, Kylie. I've been staring at the "Whose Side Are You On" poster behind you. It's reminding me of like the stuff inside Cyberpunk with all like this corporations are terrible. And then there's like this political ad that is like in the same format. It's like, "Are you on my side?" And he has a gun in his hand, and he's like,
I think Kylie is because she's a dirty Tony Stark stan.
Okay.
"Alright."
It's fine. It's okay. He slaps. I'm sorry you have 4 tastes firstly canonically, but like
He does slap
According
people.
to the internet quiz we took yesterday, I have better taste than you, canonically.
it's a you. It's my feeling. You thought Black Sail was boring at first.
And it was.
That is correct.
Where are you right now? What's your answer?
Can you drive through the entire city of Atlanta?
Yes.
I mean, there's nobody else here. I have the entire house to myself.
Yeah, I'll pull up. We can like this fight.
Sounds excellent.
My cat is eating my torture.
Evil behavior. Are we all returned?
Yes, I've just been mute.
Okay.
Figured you didn't get all the coffee slurping noises.
So, the sailors and the soldiers have gotten to work collecting all of the garbage from the river. And it has taken many, many trips and many, many hours. But there are now 2 heaps of garbage on either bank. And the water is mostly clear of debris. However, it is still quite discolored compared to how it used to run further north. But the soldiers and the sailors deem that they've done probably all they can do, and is now edging towards nightfall as they return to the deck of the river barge. But as they stand before you and congratulate themselves on all their hard work, the whirlpools persist. They don't appear to have let up.
Fimo, could you are the fish there? That's the only way I can think of figuring out exactly what needs to be done. So
Kind of goes, it's probably the factories.
yeah. Do you want to ask? Yeah, if you'd be willing to ask, it just might give us some more insight.
Okay. I'll walk down to the water again. Use my Thaumaturgy gene screen. Is this enough? Not necessary to do.
The water begins to swirl into the shape of a great man once more. He leans down so his face is almost level with yours. And you can see quite easily from this distance, his face is probably twice as tall as you are.
God damn it.
He leans down close and rumbles to you. Is this enough?
You could have phrased that better.
My waters still teem with dirt. The lives under my command are still poisoned and desiccated day by day. And you ask, is this enough? Would you like to live here among the fish and the crabs as they eat your garbage that you have left behind, as they drink your toxins from the water? Is it enough for you?
No.
I would think not. In the silence that follows, Captain Leftrin cautiously approaches, and she says to the river god, "Great creature, what would you have us do then?" And a splash of water comes up over the bow and drenches both Fimo and the captain. He goes, "What wouldn't I have you do? What could you dream to clean this place to be as it once was, a haven for creatures large and small instead of a prison? Yes, you may have cleared the debris for now, but what happens when the next storm comes and washes it all right back in? I can see it laying still where you've left it. And what about the poisoned waters that come from up north? What do you plan to do with that?" With that, the Sergeant Jehan steps forward and he goes, "I am partial to the command for this region of the river. I could put forth to the Emperor that requirements must be put in place to ensure the factories limit how much they dump into the river." And the god leans back, his trident in his hand, and he goes, "And what good is the promise of a human
Well, the humans want to. They want to be able to move their goods. It would be beneficial to them if they could use the water, so they're more likely to keep up that end of the bargain.
Maybe so, but humans have been known to do far less efficient things so long as it means they remain in power. What guarantee can you give me to ensure that your promises will come to pass?
Seka looks over at the guard, kind of with that expression of, you got anything? Because I'm just a mercenary, but she doesn't say that outright yet.
The guard.
What is that sound again?
It was,
Talking about.
it's like a word sound.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gaslight us.
Like it gets louder and softer.
You're being haunted.
I don't hear anything.
We decided this while you were out that your dining room area looks like a horror game or found footage.
Yeah. There are approximately 100 bottles of alcohol in that corner, so that tracks. Anyways. The sergeant looks at the river god and he goes, I will swear upon my rank, upon my honor as an imperial soldier. And if you've ever felt a laugh shake the earth beneath your feet, the derision is almost as powerful as the sheer force of it. Your honor as an imperial guard. Has it not been your honor to guard my domain? And yet what has become of it?
One of us could stay. I don't know how it works in Swatter. You can't just stay in water and pick them up later.
I mean, couldn't the river god just destroy all the ships that come from the river?
If the river god could not even clear the garbage from the water, do you think he could destroy several large factories?
My character isn't well river. Bob doesn't know. Morgan doesn't know. Nobody knows.
It's plus.
Well, Seka looks at the river god and says, it may be hard for, and she gestures at kind of all of him, imagine being, she gestures at her own size and stature. No one on this particular boat is an authority. What would you have us do? Because I expect that, basically I understand that this is a problem and we would like to correct the problem, but we don't know how to correct the problem. If you were in our position, knowing what you know, as I assume that you know what's along this river better than anybody, what would you do?
I would end the industry that clogs my streams. I would halt all passage along my route. But I know that you will never do such things, and I have not the power to enforce it. I do, however, have the power to hold you here. Hold any more ships that come forward to me for quite some time, and I know how you humans value your time.
You're not wrong. Well, how about we take a minute to talk about this, and then we will have Fimo call to you again when we've figured out something that might be agreeable?
He sounds unimpressed, and he splashes back down into the river.
Sika just looks like she deflates. She just goes, ugh.
He was already on the ground.
This is the cleanest Fimo's ever been.
I mean, she's the one who has to call a god up from the ground, and then get like speared in the face.
Fimo doesn't have to do it. The god is speaking common.
Yeah. But everyone's got next to.
They're just gonna turn everyone and be like, so let's blow up the factories.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
There's guards standing everywhere. I
Do you think a dam would help?
think off a river god.
Damn the river?
Heather wants to kill this man.
At the sergeant. It looks like the factories are a problem.
The sergeant kind of like leans against the railing of the ship and goes, "Yup." That's a tough one.
How attached are you?
To what?
The building.
Are you suggesting terrorism?
No, I'm suggesting redecorating.
Going to pretend I didn't hear that.
Any
other suggestions?
Well, maybe we could put nets around whatever is spewing garbage into the river, but I don't know if that's what's making it dirty.
We could try to find a way to weed out the factory's waste, but I don't know where it's coming from.
What do the factories
Make.
Textiles, metalworks, things of that variety.
so just material?
Yes. Well,
I can put forth a motion to regulate the factories, but I have only one voice. I can impress upon them the importance, but it would be faster. Just eliminate the problem of this god altogether. How many men could it take to slay a beast made of water?
More than you think.
How exactly would you kill water?
Fire, probably.
Did he suggest fire
Yes.
against a water god? Okay.
If he wants to die, I will stand out of it and cheer you on from the sidelines.
I'm not helping you fight.
I also refuse.
I see.
Disappointing.
Disappointing.
Fruitful.
I will request backup from the nearest garrison. Then we will march upon this river god. We will show him who truly rules these waters. We did a test and it wasn't enough, so now we're going to take it into our own hands.
Alright. You guys, she looks at the captain and she goes, "Can I talk with you a minute?"
Captain,
The rest of you guys do.
the captain nods and gestures you towards the deck house.
Okay, so once everyone is clustered around and the guard is not, so everybody's, I have not a clue what that river god is. Not any idea at all. I don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole, or 20, or 30, or 40, or anything at all. I'm wondering, how close can you guys safely get to the bank as we have our horses on board? You can keep our fare for the journey you would have made. We can get off business, and they can do their best to attack this thing, but I'm not in on that. And we can pull our friends out. I'm sure they'll be happy to be off the boat, considering
That's making them violently ill. Yeah.
It's like a waterbed at this time where it's just like sloshing around.
I used to have a waterbed. I miss a waterbed.
It's a foreign concept.
But it's also eyes.
Chrissy, why are you glowing?
I'm radioactive.
It's you.
You're so glowing.
I have a face, but my camera has decided not to work, and I don't want to restart Discord. So that's why I'm just a yellow block.
This is looking adorable.
And the captain looks at you and she goes, "And what are you planning to do once you get off this boat?"
That's why I was asking how close you can safely go to shore.
That doesn't answer my question. What are you planning to do once you're on shore?
Well, that's the second time that things have completely cut out at the most important part of what you're saying, and that's why you didn't get an answer the first time.
What are you planning to do once you get on shore?
Planning to continue on to our destination on land.
I see. So you would just leave us.
Well, are you paying us?
I could.
I still am not going to attack the river god, but you know, there aren't too many options here. You stay on the river. How do you feel about the mess?
So long as it doesn't hinder my passage, it's of no concern to me.
Yeah, I guess you don't fish. Okay. Well, you think about your rates, and we'll think about our options, and we'll talk again. And let me talk to the rest of my friends.
Okay.
So, when the captain takes her leave, she looks at the rest of you and goes, a little less coolly than she was with the captain or with anything else. It's like, any ideas that maybe don't involve fighting a giant waterman and blowing up factories? Because I just want to get where I'm going.
We walk away.
They have our horses.
We can get new horses. We can't get new lives.
Do horse lives not count to you?
Huh?
Do horse lives not count to you?
Heather said horse lives don't matter.
I'm saying my horse verbally abuses me.
You picked it. You had other options.
I was verbally abused into picking it.
You had other options.
See, at this point, I really don't need more debt. I don't need more people pursuing me. I don't need this whole a lot of things I don't need. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd really rather not piss a river god. I can take pissing off the Empire, but not an actual god.
It doesn't seem like something you can come back from.
I don't appreciate the guilt trip either. We got on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna leave us?
We're still technically her customers.
Yeah, I know, right? We paid for the ride. She can keep the money for the ride.
I would be opposed to stealing from. I mean, you know, I could steal some money back. I mean, if we didn't go, if we leave now, we wouldn't get our money's worth.
That's the thing. I mean, in some ways, I'm closer to shore, and I'm just supposed to get off, and we don't have to try and a bunch of whirlpools. But I tend to be a bit more of a let it be kind of person.
One question. If we get off here, where are we, and how close are we to the Empire and the guards?
You're still in the Empire.
Well, yeah,
Like the capital city.
yeah, that's what I meant.
Your
River was the
2.5
last.
days travel by boat, which would be approximately 5 days by horse, which is approximately 150 miles.
Okay. So there's not a huge chance of any guards recognizing us? Yay, nay? Yeah, I don't know.
Not gonna tell.
Becca will mention that when she was in the garrison, it didn't seem like word traveled necessarily super fast. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't travel at all. Given that the lady wasn't a noble, but did seem to have some sway, I'm willing to bet that resources, but because I know that if I know that if you're working for the right or wrong noble and they want to get a hold of you and find you, they'll be able to.
Yeah, I mean, those guards would have recognized us if Ward had trouble. And if it hasn't, we're probably not the top priority.
So, I mean, that's kind of why I wish we could take the horses, though, because that would speed things up a lot. I didn't expect to take that long to get to the next town. But I also can't be stuck here. But that seems like anytime, if you've been around, you'll notice that anytime Sekka seems to be stuck somewhere, she gets a little bit agitated. Doesn't like that. So, can anyone think of any better idea?
All I can think of is possibly coming up with something to tell the captain that we're gonna do once we get to shore. Like something that could reasonably help. That would give us, like, give her motivation to get us to the shore. Whether or not we do that,
Well, we don't have anything to magic people. You don't have anything that cleans or purifies or does stuff like that.
That certainly would be helpful right about now, but nope, didn't think that far ahead.
Get poisons, makes the water less brown.
I don't have any illusion magic or anything like that, or any purification spells.
We could lie and say we're gonna trees. We could lie and say we're gonna check out.
How many factories are there around?
Several.
So like more than 10.
There's probably a dozen.
I say we leave.
I mean, Mike is the smartest.
Well, there's also the situation of if the guards do go and get reinforcements and they're doing their thing, those reinforcements might not be from an outpost in the middle of nowhere, and they might actually know who we are.
Yeah.
Nothing like bringing an entire group of guards ready to take on a giant waterman to us. That'd be great. So I am very for moving on if we can. Unless, yeah.
Part of me feels guilty doing that, but it's like you said, we're just here for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't a part of the cause.
Yeah.
We're just travelers.
Mm-hmm. And there could be serious repercussions.
We
for us
definitely already
around
tried our best to help, you know?
There's not much we can do at this point aside from taking on an entity that's far more powerful than we are.
It's like we're destroying factories, but I cannot be associated with that.
That would just get us in more trouble.
Alright then. So what should we tell her that? The thing is, I don't feel like we need to lie unless she doesn't want to let us off the ship at all. At what point, then we need to be a bit more drastic, but,
Sekka, if you would like, you could make a nature check.
let me see. Where is nature?
You think you might have an idea of what the river god is, but it's not something that you've ever really had any firsthand experience with, so you can't be sure. But you're pretty sure it's probably not like a god.
Yeah. But is there anything that I like? Are there a couple options I think it might be?
You would expect that it is some sort of either a creature from another plane or some kind of nature-based entity.
She'll express that and say, like, look, I don't expect that this thing is actually a god. But the problem I'm having is that I don't know exactly what it is. And so that could run gamut from being something simple that should make itself appear more powerful than it is, or something that actually is closer to that. And I kind of hesitate to, I don't know for sure. So,
can Fruck do like a what's the check? Can Fruck do a check to see if he like knows anything or like recognizes anything about what she said, like potentially like nature deities or extraplanar entities? What check?
Nature.
Nature.
No. You've got no more information than Seka.
Do we want to wait and figure out the river god, its name? It hasn't introduced.
let's see. Well,
What were you gonna say?
missed something someone said and to me.
You sounded like you were gonna say something, but then I also sounded like I was gonna say something, so I was gonna let you talk.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. I was thinking if there's a chance that this thing isn't as powerful as we think it is, or as it's portraying itself as, and there's no chance, there's a slim chance that we'd even be able to get to the shore in the first place, because the captain didn't exactly seem thrilled about the idea of letting us off the boat.
Yeah.
Quote unquote, leaving them stranded like that. We could
I can't swim with all
wait
my
and
gear.
see.
With all my gear.
In all those whirlpools?
Yeah.
I was thinking, no. I was thinking maybe we could stay until and see what the guards could do to it, and see if they actually seem to be like making any headway in fighting it, and then if they do,
I have no idea how long they expect to be to get reinforcements. We could ask them.
yeah, we could. That's true, but staying for that length of time and then possibly assisting in the fight would mean, making our presence known to the reinforcements who could be more likely to recognize us. And that would be trouble.
I don't like this. Would we fight this thing anyway? Will we stand on this boat and fight something that's controlling the water?
Right, that doesn't seem... It seems like we'd have much of a chance. Just throw us overboard.
Alright, so do we tell the captain that we really would prefer to go, but that's not something she's willing or able to do because of the, because of the water? It's kind of being swirly. I don't know if she can get us to her close. Then let's see, I guess, what kind of money we can get out of her. What kind of bad, though? I mean, it was really dirty. He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There it was again, the mysterious
I was just wondering if it'll show up in the stream, like in the video afterwards, and then you could be like, wait, what the fuck? Is that? It's so loud. Anyway, so are we gonna talk to the?
Yeah, let's go see what we can do. I guess.
Okay.
So,
You find the captain again. Have you decided what you're going to do?
well, we would prefer to be able to go, but I don't know that that's something that you would find agreeable.
So long as you've paid your fare in full, there's nothing I can do to stop you from leaving when you wish. However, if you want to take your horses, best of luck.
Yeah.
They can't fit on a longboat.
What? We said that we were of this river god. Could you do for us?
Repeat that.
If we were to tell you that we could try, what could you do for us?
You think yourselves capable of felling him?
Possibly. I don't think it's a god.
200 gold per person?
Sorry, things froze. What was that?
200 gold per person? Would that be amenable?
Sure. Does that include our sick comrades?
So long as they fight.
Right. Have you ever encountered anything like this at all?
Hardly.
Have you ever encountered anything like this at all? Heard any stories?
Not a chance.
No.
This is the first I've even heard of such a thing outside of legend or folktale.
Right. She looks at everybody else and is like, how's that sound?
It could be worse. But that would mean fighting something that might be really way outside our skill.
So, Fimo, you were the closest to it.
Yes.
Water from a distance. Did you see anything that might be something not water?
Was it all water that I saw?
Make a perception check for me.
I sure will. Just. Okay. 20.
From what you could tell, there did be the form that made up the body of the river god. While it certainly was comprised largely of water and the things the water carried, the debris and the water plants and all of that, it also appeared to be something more tangible. I feel like if you stabbed it, it would probably hurt at least a little bit, if not as much as it would compared to flesh.
Like this information.
So we might actually have a fighting chance.
Might actually be able to hit it. Now, some of that had cut out air, like I'm guessing areas is what I gathered.
You keep cutting out.
Yay, my internet connection. I was just got the general gist I got was that there was some area that seemed more solid that could potentially be hit. Okay. I was just clarifying because how do you want to do this? I guess I cut out again.
No, I heard it. I was thinking the same. Because I really, well, I'm a terrible person. I don't want to kill a guy who just wants his land, his home clean. Yeah.
I'm having to, honestly.
Like, no matter how I've been in that situation, it feels like we're the bad guys.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, usually there's some morally gray that I can coast and pat myself on the head with, but this is just like, we're going to kill him because he's not doing what we're saying for him to do.
It's a fair point. That's kind of why it feels really weird to be like, hey, river spirit pops up. Gives a sword in the face. That's not really nice. So you guys want to leave instead?
Or, like, what we can reasonably do, I would rather leave than...
I mean, I'm sure for the trouble, then keeping the horses and either selling them, or they're going where we can just say, well, when this gets clear, meet us there with the horses, and we will pay you for the extra days that you're stuck here.
So that's fair.
Alright, so let's do that. Let's get off this thing. So, I guess let's all go back to the captain on this. So it's not just me.
All right, you approach the captain again.
So, after talking it over, we're going to let you keep your money, and we would like to go. And we will pay you for however many extra days it takes to get the horses delivered to the city.
Hmm. $210 gold up front then.
What was that?
210 gold up front. 3 extra days for 7 horses. 210 gold.
Alright. Let me look at my inventory.
Wait, is that 110?
What?
We love cutting out.
Is it 110 gold?
Repeat that again.
Is it 110 gold?
It
Per horse? Is
is,
it per horse or total?
And I think it was.
it is going to be 30 gold per horse. At 7 horses, it's 200
Okay.
gold.
Not a problem then. Though I'm getting low.
I'll throw in 50 gold.
Thank you, Fimo.
Yeah, I'll do 30 for my horse.
I'll do
Okay.
30 for mine.
And we'll just tell the others that they need to. What is going on with my character sheet?
It's crashing and died.
Okay, so I will use a little of Fimo's overage, if that's okay, because I am becoming poor very quickly. So 14. Okay, so we'll throw in her. And then I guess somebody else can benefit from the other 5 that there was overage, since Fimo gave 60. Let's let the guards handle it.
That's what they're paid to do.
Especially since they seem eager.
Lord.
Let them handle all that. Now I get to together now, Sekka gets to have some things to think about, but that's another story. So you said it was like an 8-day trek?
It's a 5-day trek, but the captain is accounting for 3 days of delay. But by foot, yes, it would be 8 days to walk to Everonus.
Yeah. So we will have to stick more to the less traveled paths, in other words, right?
How do you mean? Jamie?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes.
How do you mean by stick to the less traveled paths?
Thing about, but things keep cutting out, so I keep miserably.
What do you mean by the party has to stick to less traveled paths?
Avoid guards on land.
Possibly.
Mhm. Wonder where on the map we are about right now.
Approximately halfway between Byriven and Everonus. Approximately 3/4 of the way from the capital to Everonus.
Well, I suppose that Sek will go below deck and try to collect the seasick companion, inform them what was going on, and we will have to probably make a post about that, and tell them to get. Then we'll go ashore, I suppose, right?
That feels like a good place to end tonight's session.
There was a lot of talking about the water god. A lot of cutting out and asking people to repeat things tonight because I don't know what the fuck's up with my connection. Out of curiosity, so when does everyone's semester start? Not related.
August 15th.
I assume mine should be August 15th, if what Ray is saying is correct.
My first
I'll just go to class when I need to. You don't know, Morgan? I think it's the 18th, but Athena's down. So, well, if I'm not on campus, I have to either use a VPN or like a specific website to access my student account and things because they UGA crap with their technology. They don't know what to do with it. So sorry. So I'm too lazy to check. The 24th.
Imagine going to school. Couldn't even.
Imagine graduating.
The college graduate you just had. Jesus.
What classes do you have, Ray?
I remember, like, vaguely. I'm in, most of them are core classes. I think all of them are core classes. I'm not in any studio classes this semester. Because I gotta get shit out of the way. But I'm in, intro to landforms. I'm in, it's all leaving me now, hang on. What classes are you in? How about?
We got statistics intro.
Oh, I'm in that. Hang on.
I don't know if we're the same one.
Mine is 6:30 to 7:45 on Mondays and Wednesdays.
In the morning
Because I crash out at night.
I already have that one.
Oh, really?
You guys should talk to my mom. Because she's a statistics teacher.
Oh, we'll have to keep that in mind when I inevitably struggle.
I don't know what it is about statistics, like probability and stuff. Everyone I've ever talked to, I should be quiet. I just realized people are asleep. Everyone I've ever talked to who's like good at it is like it's the easiest thing in the world, like the easiest math you could do. And my brain
It really depends on the
never sticks.
Okay. Do you have it
Probably with errors a bit.
Monday and Wednesday, 6:30 to 7:45? Yes.
I think we have the same class. Clendenin Building 1008.
Yeah. Is your CRN 84470?
Yes, it is. Let's
go.
We've got class.
That's cool.
I'm in.
That's exciting.
Good time to mention that I start back on the 10th, and then a week later I have another. I now know that like 2 weeks is about when I'm a functional human again, and that's also when my mom will be going, and so it won't be a 3-week span, luckily this time around, but I may not be around for that. I'm really curious as to what is causing that noise. I have no idea, and it's really a mystery.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on YouTube and see if it shows up in the stream, or if we're all just hallucinating together.
While I was thinking about it, I figured I'd mention that.
We cannot be hallucinating together.
See, but what if? Kidding, I'm joking.
Unless. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream.